Hi, I'm Tiffany Shanelle, and welcome to my home. Here we are in the house. We can start with the living room that some people might consider a formal living room, but I do not consider any spaces really to be a formal living room. In general, the house was kind of built around our lifestyle. And so I don't believe in having spaces that you don't actually use. So over here, like I said, this is kind of our living room where kind of the adults come in and chit chat. If you want to have a drink, we kind of have the drinks hidden here. Everything is kind of about functionality, but also having a space where it belongs. One of the things I love is this fireplace, this custom stone fireplace. And then craftsman builders work with craftsman builders. And then we decided to match the cabinets with the same design as the fireplace, which I really like how that turned out. This space naturally leads into our patio, which actually ends up being our most functional space. This is where we entertain and pretty much have everybody over, is out here. These are panoramic doors. They open all the way to the sides. Then these screens can come down on each side and enclose this space, and we can get whatever air is inside to come out. So if it's cold outside, the heat will go out. We put the fireplace on and it literally feels like you're inside. And if it's hot outside, same thing, the air comes out, put the fan on and it feels like you're inside. So it works out really well. We're out here all times of year. I don't know what we would do without this space. So then this naturally leads into the kitchen area. Again, didn't do a formal dining room, just wanted to have a space that we could all kind of gather and feel like one, but at the same time still feel separate than having a living room and a kitchen kind of all in one space. So the idea was that it's separate, but we're all still kind of together. I had a lot of fun with the lights in here. I really appreciate the white lights that you don't typically see. 1, 2, 3, and it's a lot of lights, but I think the fact that they match everything is pretty much the exact same color as the walls. It doesn't feel like it's too much.
What's the inspiration behind this house?
Yes, so the inspiration of this house is definitely the Caribbean. We have, and more of like a Caribbean resort. We have spent a lot of time in the Caribbean. My husband is from the Caribbean, and now with schedules and everything, you don't necessarily have the time to get to the Bahamas and the Turks and to Antigua or whatnot. So we said, you know what, let's bring the Caribbean home, for when we can't get there. So that was the idea. And with that, it's not, with it being a Caribbean resort, you want it to feel a little bit luxurious, but you want it to feel peaceful, and you want it to feel like warm and welcoming. So that was really the most important part of this house, is obviously you want it to be pretty, but you want it to feel comfortable and you want it to feel like it's built around your lifestyle. So I knew we wanted to incorporate some sort of wine rack as a backdrop. Again, functional, but pretty. Craftsman builders who built this house, it was their idea to do the LED lights. That's kind of their signature thing, and I love what they did. They actually did a lot of great things. It was a really great collaboration working with them on quite a few things in here, but this is definitely one of their specialties. One of my favorite things about this kitchen are the tea sets. I wasn't sure what to put on these top cabinets. Obviously you can't reach them, but you want to be able to see something up there. And my husband he grew up in the Caribbean. Most of those were British islands, and him and his family often have an afternoon tea. And he loves a tea time. So we actually have up here is his first tea set. It's a Peter Rabbit tea set from him when he was like 3 years old. His first tea set is up there. There was another one that I made for us for our anniversary. And then up here were gifts from him One is a gorgeous, gorgeous Hermes tea set. And the other one is a beautiful, beautiful Louis Vuitton tea set. I want to show you this really cool bathroom. I believe that a powder room should feel special. This is going to be one of the main rooms that your guests always see. They don't see your master bedroom that much. They don't see really any other space but your powder. So we did a Cristallo countertop in here, backlit, as well as there's always a selfie moment. You know, there's a beautiful mirror backlit so that if you ever need to see how you're looking before you come out. Here we have a quick space that we can work out. If we can't make it to the gym, there's no excuses. We have a space in here. Here is the guest room, which is located downstairs. The idea of this was to kind of feel, again, like kind of like a hotel suite. You've got like your desk, you've got your full plush bed, you've got a full length mirror, nice bathroom. And we purposely put it on the first floor because often it's our parents or in-laws that are coming to stay with us. And so they don't have to deal with all the craziness of upstairs. They're downstairs. They could take a walk if they feel like it. They have access to everything down here. So with these stairs, I wanted to do something somewhat ornate, but not too crazy. That's in general kind of my vibe, is to elevate it, but still kind of keep it a little bit simple. And then you'll notice that we have arches, a couple arches kind of incorporated throughout the house. We have them in the windows, the gate is arched. And so I kind of wanted to keep this arch going through. And we also, anywhere there's iron, this is the design of the iron, which I worked with Thibodeau ironwork on this. And we actually drew this design out and then incorporated out throughout the house. And then again, I worked with Craftsman Builders on these stairs. This is the LED lights are their specialty. I saw this from their work and I was like, I must have it. But what we did that was different than they've ever done is that we incorporated up on this top lip here, which I think is a really nice touch. One reason that we did actually incorporate the elevator was because we knew that we put the master bedroom on the second floor. And we know a lot of times when you think about resale, a lot of people want their master bedroom to be on the first floor because when they get older. So the fix for that was that we put an elevator in. So there's no excuses for getting upstairs. And it works well with our suitcases and everything. I'll meet you up there. Here we are on the second floor. This is kind of a space that we kind of use as our family room. Kids watch movies and play video games in here. It was originally supposed to be the playroom, and then I saw the space and I got afraid of it being a mess because I liked it so much. So I ended up stealing, this was going to be attic. I stole part of the attic and we incorporated kind of a creative and playroom. And this is probably actually one of my favorite spaces in the house because it just really came in handy. There's also a powder room in here, and there's also a suitcase closet, which I appreciate because, you know, you got to plan for your suitcases. There's a place for everything. No. This is my daughter's room. Very girly and pink, but something that she can still grow into. And, you know, she has a nice bathroom. There were some details that I like in her room are that we did the glass knobs in here. I thought that was a nice little touch for her. Our actual functional laundry is here. I kind of, you know, there's little things about this space that I like. I like that the floors are blue and we did the tile all the way up on the walls. The light actually matches the floors, and so does the sink is all navy blue. My son clearly is a sports fanatic, so we definitely incorporated all his sports themes and favorite teams and everything in here. So here's the primary suite. Again, kind of feels kind of like a hotel suite. You've got your sitting space and the 4-poster bed. And then what we kind of did was a little bit different is that we kind of did a his and her suite. So while my husband does sleep in here, this is kind of more of like my space. I have my office here. It's small, but it has everything that I need. And I actually like having it here in my room and having a dedicated space that I can work on. And here is what most women would say is probably their favorite part of the house. And this is the primary bathroom. Lights drip down like oil from the sky. So I like the idea of having somewhat of a clawfoot tub, but clawfoot didn't quite match the aesthetic of this house. So we kind of went with a modern version of a clawfoot tub that I think really works in the space. Again, we incorporated the kind of shell like lights in here. Again, just feeling kind of very spa-like was the idea. The closet it's a good closet. I had a choice between either making the bathroom really large or the closet really large, and I felt like the closet was where to go. People were concerned that I wouldn't be able to fill the space, and I did not have a problem. But I have like my makeup area, and all my stuff is organized the way I like it, and I really like it. I spend a lot of time in here. So remember I mentioned that we have kind of a his and her suites. So this would be the his suite. This is very much catered around my husband's personality. He's up late, he wakes up late, he plays music loud. So this is kind of his space for all of his things. Literally, we call it the pit boss suite as opposed to the penthouse suite. It's the pit boss suite because he's known as the pit boss. All of his favorite drinks here. And this can probably be a whole nother episode, but because this bag collection is very, very special to him. When we built the house, I literally built this room around these bags. He's always collected these bags. They're mint condition, special collaboration, limited edition bags. And he never had a great place to display them. So we literally built this room around these bags and then kind of incorporated everything around that. The idea, the inspiration was almost like a Kith store. And so, yeah, I mean, he can explain what each of these bags are. That might be a whole nother situation. But anyway, we find it really special. And there's a lot of special things in here that really show his personality. Like I said, this is his suite. So he also has his own kind of primary bathroom that is more masculine centered. You'll see with the black marble, and you can see in his shower, he's got all the bells and whistles, but everything is done with a masculine edge. All right, let me show you outside. This is technically the backyard, but it's also kind of our main entrance as well. So, like I mentioned before, it flows outside to inside, and we wanted to make sure we had a pool, and the plants were very special to me. My mom passed away a few years ago, and we kind of dedicated this garden to her. These are all of her favorite plants in here. So coming out here definitely brings me peace. But back here, we also wanted to make sure we incorporated a little bit of something for everybody. My son really loves to play basketball. My husband likes to play golf. And I still, even though we have all this marble out here, I wanted to make sure that we had some kind of grass. So I was able to find a turf that was bouncy enough for basketball, that also works for golf, and I could have my green. So. And that's a wrap. I hate to see you guys go. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'll see you later.